Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulonding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. GASH, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. GASH Group also provides the best security company, GASH Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. GASH Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact GASH on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at GASH Global Group on Bertel Harding Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juroom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sap te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. Mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. Pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sap te riche.
South Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Sarakunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maimuna Fadera. First, the headlines tonight. Banjul Mayor says BCC not consulted and Radio City Police Post, but Ja Oil clarifies. President Barrow inaugurates Gambian Embassy and Ambassador's residence in Riyadh. Drugs destruction exercise postponed. 160 youths complete IT courses at Indian Institute of Hardware Technology. Gambia National Olympic Committee holds AGM. Tungina United clinches KULORO Sports KWT sponsored trophy. On the international scene, Egypt, Jordan and Iraq leaders meet at Baghdad summit. Rival Palestinian groups clash and protest over activist death. Yemen government struggles to keep strategic region of Maghreb. Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Mayoress of Banjul, Rahim Malik, has said the BCC was not consulted on plans for the construction of a police post at the Old Muslim Cemetery in Banjul. Well, Dada Cham reports.
JL Company said it was approached by the Gambia Police Force to aid it in the construction of a police post at the old cemetery in Banjul and that the company has committed to providing construction materials and equipment for the project. But speaking during a visit to project sites in Banjul last week, the mayoress of Banjul says the town hall was never consulted on the issue of the construction of the police post. JAOL, however, said in a statement that the company was not involved in obtaining approval and clearance for that particular location just next to a petrol station around Radio Seed. The company clarified that the approval and clearance for the location was the sole responsibility of the Gambia Police Force. On the issue of the sale of former Radio Seed to JAOL, the company explained that it legally acquired the property from Constant, Watna and Honin on 9th July 2020. The company further clarified that every single property JAOL company is building on belongs to private citizens and are not allocated by government. These are properties that are put up for sale, negotiated and purchased, JAOL said in its statement. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Dado Chan.
The new Gambian embassy and ambassador's residence at the diplomatic quarters in Riyadh was on Tuesday inaugurated as the Gambian leader continues his state visit to Saudi Arabia.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, President Barrow said despite taking 7 years to accomplish, the project is a more sustainable arrangement and a model that could save the country annual rent payments of up to $100,000. Indeed, it was worth investing over $4 million to own this magnificent building and its furniture, President Barrow acknowledged. According to the Gambian leader, the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, will be pleased to learn that in compliance with the kingdom's directives for all diplomatic missions to relocate to a more secure and conducive environment, the plot of land he allocated to the Republic of the Gambia in 1999 for this project when he was governor of Riyadh has been gainfully utilized and developed successfully during his leadership as king. On behalf of the government and people of the Gambia and on my own behalf, I convey profound gratitude to him and the Crown Prince for the support they rendered through their competent officials. We are equally thankful to all those officials for working closely with our embassy staff to accomplish this project successfully, President Barrow added. The Gambian president admitted that the structures are impressively beautiful and solid and that they aptly reflect and symbolize the excellent bilateral relations and cordial bonds that so happily exist between the governments and peoples of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Republic of the Gambia. He most heartily congratulated the ambassador and staff on this laudable achievement. Well done. In May 2017, I visited the project when it was at the initial stages and have since been requesting for updates periodically from the ambassador. I am proud that the government of the Gambia undertook to fully fund the construction of this beautiful edifice to provide a conducive and secure office and residence for the embassy and the ambassador, respectively, added the president. He advised that good care be taken of the buildings and all the equipment and facilities therein to safeguard and preserve the value of the very precious government assets. The structures, he went on, can certainly serve as a model for replication in other diplomatic missions abroad. I will encourage the Minister of Finance to emulate this positive example to construct other embassy offices and residences in countries where we have landed property, such as Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, stated President Barrow.
Amid morning rain has rolled back efforts to destroy quantities of prohibited drugs. Maria Madem reports.
The country's anti-narcotics agency was supposed to set fire to quantities of illicit drugs as the Gambia last Saturday joined the globe to commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. But officials of the Gambia Drugs Law Enforcement Agency said the event could not go as planned because of the mid-Saturday morning rain. The cases of the drugs that were supposed to be destroyed have been successfully prosecuted. Observers said the destruction exercise could have marked yet another turning point in the country's fight against illicit drugs. International Day Against Drugs Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is observed on 26 June annually. The day is set aside to create awareness about drugs-related issues as well as to consolidate actions and collaboration with a view to making the world free of drug abuse. The country's marijuana industry is thriving. There is currently no official statistics on the industry, but it's believed to be in excess of millions of dollars. Worryingly, the Gambia is a transit point for Europe-bound Latin American drugs. resources continue to be invested in the war against transnational drugs trafficking. Late last year, tons of cocaine with street value of $3 billion were intercepted at the ports. It was the largest ever cocaine seizure in the country. The man believed to be at the heart of the operations in the Gambia, Banta Keita, is still on the run. The state has also yet to make any tangible progress in the case of the 48 pellets of cocaine allegedly found in the Picton Street warehouse of the Laura Food Company in 2019. The Drug Law Enforcement Agency has meanwhile set no date for the drug destruction exercise. Mariam Adem reporting for Star TV News.
160 Gambian youths have completed various IT courses at the Indian Institute of Hardware Technology. The youths comprise the first batch of students to whom the IIHT and the Youth Empowerment Project partnered to roll out diploma courses in IT support, network support, graphic design, and web application development. Awasane tells us more.
A colorful graduation ceremony was yesterday held at BARROW Hotel for the 160 youth after the successful completion of their courses. Speaking at the ceremony, the CEO of IIHT, Usman Ba, described the event as a milestone in transforming the nation's capacity in the field of IT. To CEO Ba, no challenge is enormous to be surmounted if there is will and the leadership that believes in digital transformation. He said there are talented, skilled and competent Gambians who can help the government adequately respond to the country's needs in technology and even beyond.
Together, we can achieve anything. I know it is easy to say, but hard to do. But there are many challenges ahead of us. We can work together to make this nation what it ought to be. We must do it. Nobody will do it for us. It is difficult, but possible. To make this vision reality, we need to stop the toxic culture of evaluating our fellow citizens based on their last name or what part of the country they come from. We need to embrace our diversity as a source of strength and at the same time acknowledge the common culture and support each other.
Speaking on the margins of the event, Ba told Star TV that his motivation is to ensure that the country does not lag behind when it comes to IT. He said it would serve as a source of pride for him if any of the graduates comes up with software or builds something to change lives for the better. He called on youths to believe in themselves and their country, as in his words, they can also thrive here.
To anybody else is to let them know that anything is possible in this country. Okay, they have to, our leaders, our parents, our government has to send this message constantly and providing them the resources, the tools they need to able to execute like we did today.
A representative of Youth Empowerment Project, Raymond Mosa, described the graduation as a very important moment.
Stop, to contemplate, to celebrate, but of course also to identify what is coming next. I think you have already done tremendously well. The whole cohort, having gone through a very rigorous selection process, having been identified and selected at 160 out of close to 1,000 students to participate in this program already is showing that the potential that you all have.
Veteran politician Omar A. Jallo also spoke during the ceremony. OJ said the Gambia, like other countries, has to move in the technology domain.
Particularly you people, the world is moving ahead. Gambia has to be part of that movement. And IT is controlling the world. And I'm happy today that you are graduating under many IT sectors. Sectors that can build this country and move this country forward. The future is in your hands. I appeal to each and every one of you, if life is a challenge, but with determination and of course with focus, you can overcome all those challenges and not only benefit yourselves, but move this country forward for other generations to come.
The director of Sharab Medical Center, Dr. Abubakar Jah, also gave a speech at the ceremony in which he discussed the importance of discipline. Some of the graduating students expressed gratitude to the IIHT for positively impacting in their lives and called on other youths to grab the life-changing opportunities on offer at the institute. Meanwhile, the mission of the IIHT Gambia Limited is, inter alia, to equip youths with the requisite skills and expertise in information technology. The idea is to enable them immensely contribute towards ensuring that the Gambia is an active player in this 21st century IT world, as enshrined in the Gambia National Development Plan of 2018-2021. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
The Gambia National Olympic Committee on Saturday held its annual general meeting at the Paradise Suites Hotel. The objective of the meeting was to take stock of GNAT's activities for the year under review and to chart the way forward for the sporting body. Our reporter Hadi Mjaju attended it and she filed in this report.
The Gambia National Olympic Committee was founded in 1972 and recognized by the International Olympic Committee in 1976. It's the body responsible for the Gambia's representation at the Olympic Games. The president of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, Dudu Kapijuf, said the purpose of the annual meeting, as dictated by the GNOC's constitution, is to provide a comprehensive report on activities of the Olympic Committee for the year under review. This, he went on, is aimed at promoting sports development in the country. Mr. Diouf commended partners for what he called their solidarity and unwavering support during the GNOC's trying times.
Seize the opportunity to commend the IOC through the NOC Relations Department and ANOCA for their magnanimous support and unflinching solidarity as we strive through the year under review. As you all know, the COVID pandemic and its resultants, lockdown and restrictions, did not make it possible for some of our planned activities, such as our general meeting. Even holding it now has its consequences.
He added that the committee will continue to work closely with the International Olympic Committee on matters of sports development, education, as well as promoting the core values of the Olympic movements and the 2020 agenda. He expressed GNOC's keenness in partnering with other sports organizations.
As a member of the Olympic family, we continue to further strengthen our partnership and collaboration with NOC Relations Department of the IOC. Consultation on issues that prevail our internal operation continue to be received high priorities, attention, and have been guided by our common drive to secure the tenets of the Charter.
The Executive Secretary at the National Sports Council, Marcel Mendy, said the National Sports Council is pleased to be associated with the event because it was in fulfillment of a constitutional requirement. Mendy further highlighted the importance of sports in uniting people of different cultures and religions to promote peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, sport in general appeals to all peoples, young and old, men and women, and has a universal language that can be a powerful tool to promote peace, tolerance, and understanding by bringing people together across cultures, religions, and tribes. Its values of teamwork, fairness, discipline, respect for the opponent, and the rules of the game are understood all over the world, regardless of what language one speaks.
He gave assurance of government's willingness to invest more in the provision of sports infrastructure and opportunities for youth in deprived areas.
That government and partners spend colossal sums of money towards sport infrastructure development. Sadly, however, the achievements and successes do not commensurate the investment. We must be bold enough to accept that all of us particularly administrators, have been largely responsible for the dismal performances of some of our athletes and national teams.
The Secretary General of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, Abdoulaye Diallo, delivered the cumulative activity report from January 2017 to December 2019 based on the calendar of activities under review.
In 2017, the fourth Islamic Games were held in Baku, Azerbaijan from 12th to 22nd May 2017. The ISSF comprises of 57 member countries, which organizes multi-sports events every 4 years to enhance Islamic solidarity through sports and promote cooperation among members in matters of common interest in the field of sports. As a member, the Gambia was represented at these games by 9 athletes and 3 coaches in the sports of athletics, judo, and taekwondo.
Representatives of various sports associations meanwhile raised concerns regarding the annual meeting and the speech of the President of the Olympic Committee. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Hadi M. Jaju.
Tungina United has won the finals of the World Football Tournament organized by KULORO Sports Committee in partnership with KWT Football Academy. Modu Lamin Sane tells us more.
11 teams competed for the coveted trophy, and the final match was preceded by a third-place playoff between Jola Kunda and Kaira United Football Clubs. Kaira FC won the third spot by 3-2 in post-match penalty shootouts. The final match was meantime played in a cool Saturday afternoon amidst sunny intervals with hundreds of spectators from KULORO and the surrounding villages in attendance. The first goal-scoring opportunity came in the 14th minute of play, but Tungina's opponent, Senior Lions Alpha Omar Ba, squandered the chance. Tungina's first chance arrived in the 24th minute of play, but striker Amadou Ba could not convert it as his shot saw the ball pass the woodwork. The first half ended goalless, but both teams came strong after the break. The quality of football produced in the second half was something to write home about, as both teams came all out to win. Another goal-scoring chance came in the 68th minute of the game, but Pamoudou Kujabi could not make most of it as he missed the point-blank shot. There were a spectacular display of skills and panache. The outcome of the match was decided in the 92nd minute as Abdul Rahman Bari drove home the lone goal of the game from the 6-yard box. The head coach of Senior Lions, Abdoulaye Bari, was disappointed on one hand but was happy on the other that his boys have put in tremendous work in the game.
After losing a final, you have to you will not be happy. I'm not really happy with losing the final. But notwithstanding, the final was a very nice one. Very fun football. I would say the boys of Tungina, they deserving the win because they really knocked the ball. Though we could have averted it because we came up to the last 9 minutes, 2 minutes to play. That's the time they could score also. But definitely,
Coach Musa Sonko of Tungina United was full of praises for the organizers of the tourney.
I'm very, very happy about that. I'm very, very happy for the victory. Because if you can see, since our beginning, we have been scoring teams, winning the teams. No teams have beaten us up to the final. And I'm thanking my players and my technical boss too. Yeah, and my technical boss too, to the fans and the entire committee that's created this tournament for us, for the young lads.
The brain behind the tournament, Momodu Esba, said the motivation for the soccer jamboree was to scout talents and raise funds for the district team.
Yeah, of course, I am very, very happy looking at the giant step that we take to get to this place today. Yeah, I'm very much impressed with the turnout of the people, with everything since the beginning. Let's say the players, the teams, with the corporations and everything, without any official coordinating the things. It's just the people in the local community here working together. So I am very much impressed to see this end in a peaceful way.
Meanwhile, Tungina painted the town red as they received the scintillating trophy. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Modlamin Sanyang.
Well, those were the local stories. We'll be back with international news after the short break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Geja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Geja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. GASH, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. GASH Group also provides the best security company, GASH Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. GASH Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact GASH on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at GASH Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. Mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. Pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
CAF Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Welcome back. After a short break, still the news. We now look at the news beyond our borders. The leaders of Jordan, Egypt and Iraq have promised to deepen economic security and political ties at a summit in Baghdad. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's visit was the first by an Egyptian leader in 30 years. The meeting is seen as a way to counter Iranian influence in Iraq. Al Jazeera's Mahmoud Abdel Wahid reports from the Iraqi capital, Baghdad.
Hopeful to achieve economic integration with Iraq, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and King Abdullah II of Jordan arrived in Baghdad. They were received by Iraq's President Barham Saleh and held discussions with Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi. Intelligence officials and foreign ministers also took part in discussions on investment and security cooperation.
We are now ahead of carrying out projects like power grids, agriculture, transportation and food security, as well as the financial and banking relations and infrastructure development. There's also work on sea transport, housing and reconstruction.
Establishing a free trade zone on the border between Iraq and Jordan was also on the agenda, along with constructing a road to link the 3 countries, transferring Egyptian workers and electricity to Iraq, and constructing a pipeline to transfer oil from Iraq to Egypt. But despite having nearly 5 million people unemployed, Iraq could benefit the least.
But at the same time, I'm not sure how much Iraqis themselves would benefit from it. I mean, there have been also talk about the human capital of Egypt, but Iraq itself has almost 40 million citizens. So there could be an investment in the people themselves. At the same time, also, instead of buying electricity from other countries, whether that Jordan, Egypt, or even Iran, Iraq should invest in electricity grids within Iraq itself, and it has failed in doing that because of the factors that I mentioned earlier.
This summit is aimed at increasing trade between the three countries and bringing Iraq back under the umbrella of Arab states. But this coalition is facing criticism for its stance on other Arab causes in the Middle East. Both Egypt and Jordan are part of an Arab bloc that includes Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, which are facing criticism for their role in fomenting the conflict in Yemen and the United Arab Emirates in Libya. Experts say if this coalition succeeds, it may decrease Iran's gains in Iraq. But with a new leadership expected to take over in Iraq after elections in October, what can be achieved at this summit is open to question. Mahmoud Abdulwahid, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.
Pro and anti-government groups of Palestinians clash in the occupied West Bank city of Ramallah on Sunday during a fourth day of demonstrations over the death of Nizar Burnett, an outspoken critic of the Palestinian Authority who died in PA custody. Burnett, a 43-year-old activist from Hebron, known for social media videos denouncing alleged corruption within the PA, died on Thursday after security forces stormed his house and violently arrested him. His family said he was dragged away and severely beaten. Al Jazeera's Stephanie Decker reports from Ramallah in the occupied West Bank.
Chaos on the streets of Ramallah. A group of pro-government supporters marched down to where around 100 protesters had gathered, peacefully chanting slogans against the Palestinian Authority. Protesters were beaten, and members of the media were aggressively targeted in what many say has been a concerted campaign against the press. Camera cards were forcibly removed and taken. A colleague had his camera smashed. We were surrounded by thugs who forced us to bring down the satellite antenna on our broadcasting truck.
They are security members, but with the civil clothes. They related to different security groups, military intelligence, and which called the president guards. Also, this is part of that. Most of them, they are not civilians, they are security members.
It's the fourth day of protests following the death of Palestinian Authority critic Nizar Burnett. According to his family, he was beaten in the middle of the night and detained by members of the Palestinian security forces last Thursday. Anger at the government here is rising.
84% of the Palestinian people say in polls that the Palestinian Authority is corrupt. So that's the first issue. The second issue is that the PA has become an authoritarian regime. They are arresting activists, they are beating people in the streets. And last but not least, the Palestinian people want to struggle for freedom, want to struggle for justice. The settlements are expanding. And we see the PA, and the PA's role has been assisting the occupation, preventing the Palestinian struggle.
Scenes like this, rarely seen here. A large number of security forces were stationed not far from this and did nothing. We reached out to various members of the government. No one has so far given us a response.
The level of intimidation over the media over the last couple of days has been immense. Female journalists have been beaten with sticks. We were severely intimidated not to film, to bring down our live capabilities, and they continued to watch us to the point where we couldn't even take out our mobile phones. And all this prompted by a protest of only around 100 or so people. Stephanie Decker, Al Jazeera, Ramallah, in the occupied West Bank.
Fighting between Yemeni government forces and Houthi rebels have left dozens of people dead in the strategic region of Maghrib. The area is the government's last northern stronghold and important for peace negotiations. Al Jazeera's Sarod Bellis reports.
Dusk in Marib only illuminates a Houthi offensive on Yemeni government forces. Darkness has done nothing to stop their recent offensives. After almost 7 years of war, Marib is the front line. The area is the Saudi-backed government's last stronghold in northern Yemen. It is rich in natural resources, and both sides believe controlling Marib means controlling peace negotiations.
Marib city has become a hub and like an operation room for the Saudi coalition to attack Yemen. That's why they think by clearing Marib, this actually will clear all north of Yemen.
Hundreds have been killed since fighting escalated in Marib in February. Since Thursday, the government says the Iranian-backed Houthis have renewed their efforts, attacking them from the north, south and west. The US says fighting in Marib is a serious threat to achieving a truce.
We thank God, our morals are high and the tribes are joining to support the battle on the front line.
Marib used to be a relative safe haven. It attracted hundreds of thousands of people displaced by fighting in other parts of the country.
The people are quite fed up of the situation in Marib. There's over 1 million displaced people. Famine is rampant and people are quite fed up. And they are more and more backing the government, understanding that this is for them the only hope for truce and long-lasting peace in Yemen.
Houthis fired a missile at this petrol station in Marib earlier this month. Filling up his car was Tahir Farag. He'd taken his 2-year-old daughter with him to a market that morning. They too had settled in Marib after being displaced by fighting further north. Tahir and Layan were 2 of 21 people killed.
She was such a fun child. She loved having fun a lot and liked joking around. Her dad adored her. He was in love with her.
Gamila mourns her loss, surrounded by Lian's favourite toys and a battle looming ever louder. Fighting intensifying as the prospect of peace fuels the war. Charlotte Ballas, Al Jazeera.
Well, before we end the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. Banjul Mayor says BCC not consulted and Radio City police post Baja Oil clarifies. President Barrow inaugurates Gambian embassy and ambassador's residence in Riyadh. Drugs destruction exercise postponed. 160 youths complete IT courses at Indian Institute of Hardware Technology. Gambia National Olympic Committee holds AGM. Tungina United clinches KULORO Sports KWT-sponsored trophy. On the international scene, Egypt, Jordan and Iraq leaders meet at Baghdad summit. Rival Palestinian groups clash and protest over activist death. Yemen government struggles to keep strategic region of Maghreb. That's all for this edition of the news. Do enjoy the rest of wonderful programs. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching. You have a wonderful night. Bye for now.